Gentlemen, here we go. Take two. I apologize. We've been having a lot of technical glitches with our transmission onto Facebook, and I don't know why. I know there's always ghosts in the machine. There's always spanners in the works. There's always gremlins on the wing. And we just have been getting a lot of them lately. So I thank you for your patience. And I'm so glad that you stuck with us. I will say once again, I am Nicholas Viselli, the artistic director, Theater Breaking Through Barriers, coming to you from right here in Midtown Manhattan, the heart of where it all happens, the heart of the Thunderdome. I want to welcome you all to Theater Breaking Through Barriers' third Hybrid Playmakers Intensive, or HPI 3 DRAMAPHEMERA. We began last night, had a wonderful show by Jared Bogard called A Moment of the Senator's Time. We are going to be continuing all through the week. We have a really exciting show tonight. I'm so very, very proud of the cast, the director, and of course, the debut of a wonderful playwright, Anne-Marie Morelli, who wrote this really beautiful piece, which I'm so excited to share with you. The play is called Have I Got News for You? Directed impeccably by the brilliant Grant Neale, who is working with TBTB on our intensives for the first time. He's worked with us before in other projects, but this time we have an opportunity to work with him as a director online. And we have a stellar cast. We have Stephen Drabicki, Ben Rauch, Estrella, Tamez. We're already running a little behind, so we'll dispense with the chatter. All I will say is sit back, relax, and enjoy Anne-Marie Morelli's Have I Got News for You?
Hi, this is Estrella Tamez. I will be playing the role of Jenna. I have brown curly hair, brown eyes. I am wearing a rose-colored blouse with a charcoal hoodie over it. I am in front of a small New York City style apartment.
Hey, I'm Ben Rauch. I am playing Alex. I am 5'4", brown hair, blue eyes, Caucasian, and I'm wearing a black shirt with a fancy-ish gray over shirt, and I'm in my location is in what appears to be a recording studio or some type of mixed media office.
Hi there, I'm Stephen Drabicki. I am a white man with long brown hair pulled back into a bun. I am wearing a dark colored bathrobe and a t-shirt underneath that says I Heart New York. I am in my New York City home / apartment. It looks like it could be Astoria. I have a fully eaten box of pizza leftovers behind me, and my dog is sleeping in the background.
My God, what took you guys so long to Zoom me?
Wait, I forgot my hearing aids.
Didn't you get my text? I'm about ready to bust.
Oh, that could get messy.
Oh, be quiet. Remember, I know where all the bodies are buried.
Oh, threats. You sure you want to go there?
Never mind.
I was going to wait for Alex to get off work so that we could call together.
Brian, if I waited to come home, Jenna would bust.
Hey, what if I were dying?
I assumed if for a life or death situation, you would have called, not texted. Zoom me with like 10 happy face emojis. What are you, like 10?
You, my dear, are a giant buzzkill. I shouldn't even tell you my happy news.
No? Terrific. I'll be home in an hour, Brian. Bye.
Jenna, don't you dare leave us hanging.
Yeah, Jen, what's the bust-worthy news?
You're such a jerk.
Well, I guess I should hang up then.
No, you're here. You may remain, though. I do reserve the right to kick you off the call.
Oh, this better be good.
It is! Da 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 da! I'm getting married again!
Ah!
Who?
What? To David.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why now?
So you and Brian are finally getting married! Woo! David!
Dying would have been better news.
Oh my god, Alex!
Why now? David never acted like he wanted to get married before. Not to mention he's a colossal asshole. Are you pregnant or something?
No, stop it. You've made it perfectly clear that you don't like him, but I love him.
I don't think this is a good move. You should really think this through, Jen.
My God, Alex, you're my best friend. Can't you just be happy for me?
Leave her alone, Alex! Why are you acting like this?
I don't think she should marry David.
Why not? They've been together a long time.
I know he's wrong for you.
Alex, you're being so stupid.
Yeah, I'm stupid?
So, how did he pop the question? Like take you out to a fancy restaurant, a carriage ride through the park,
No, he didn't go that route.
champagne and rose petals.
Nothing like that. We were lying in bed watching TV, and all of a sudden I felt this kind of rush, you know? So I turned to him and I asked, "Will you marry me?"
Good! Good for you, Jenna! Way to take the bull by the horns! Did he say yes, yes, 1,000 times yes?
Not exactly.
Wait, you had to ask him? I knew he'd never do it.
What's the difference?
How did he answer?
It's not the words, it's the fact that we love each other and we want to spend our lives together.
What were his exact words, Jenna?
Come on, Alex.
You said, "Will you marry me?" And he said what?
He said, "Sure, why not?"
Like I said, colossal asshole.
What happened after he said yes? I mean, did he take you in his arms and ravish you till morning?
Yeah, what did Mr. Romantic do after his stellar acceptance?
We were in bed. We watched TV until we fell asleep.
Jesus Christ.
We are comfortable with each other. That is romantic. We discussed marriage before, but life, you know? But now,
It's about time! Well, where is David? I'd like to congratulate him too.
he's out on training maneuvers with the guard. He'll be home later tonight.
Well, I think it's sweet. Quiet proposal.
This is supposed to be one of the most important moments in your life, and you just keep watching Survivor? It's not sweet, it's pathetic.
Well, just because it wasn't conventional doesn't make it wrong.
Of course not! Alex, please tell her you are happy for her.
He's not.
No, I'm not.
He's jealous.
Oh, bullshit.
Alex!
Christ, if you want to believe that this is going to make you happy, then God bless.
Thanks for your approval. You're such a crap friend right now.
David is an ass. He cheats on you. Jen, you deserve better. Don't you remember when I saw him with that woman? He didn't even try to hide her from me.
He told me that she was a coworker. They were crunching numbers for a client over dinner.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it. Don't be so freaking naive.
Why are you doing this? Especially now. He told me he never cheated, and I believe him.
I'm trying to protect you.
I don't need your protection.
I love you, Jen. If you want to believe him, then fine.
I do.
Nice! So this is terrific news, Jenna.
You know, Brian, Alex always wanted to have a big wedding on a remote island in the Caribbean.
A destination wedding sounds amazing.
I was a
love the
kid.
idea.
Well, what about you and Brian?
I'm not married to him or to the idea that this is it.
What?
Unlike you, Jen, I'm not willing to narrow my options in my prime.
Wait. What options?
Nothing. It's fine, Brian. I'm talking to Jenna, if you don't mind. Trust me, David will not make you happy.
Excuse me, but I do mind, Alex.
This isn't about you, it's about Jenna. If you want to get married again, knock yourself out. Just don't try and push that crap onto me.
What crap?
Nothing. I'm trying to make a point here. Marrying David is a mistake.
Fuck you. You have no right to dictate who I sleep with, who I date, who I marry. Now, if there is any chance for us to remain friends, apologize and support my decision.
I can't.
David is going to be my husband whether you like it or not. I guess this means that you and me, we're done.
No, Jenna, don't you leave. You two are like family. Don't throw that away. Right or wrong, Alex only wants what's best for you. Jenna, Alex, Jenna's choices are her choices. Support her and be there for her.
It's not that simple, Brian.
Yes, it is.
I don't mean to hurt you, Jen.
You have a funny way of showing it.
Stop it! Now I have a point to make. Alex, I have devoted myself to you, so don't pretend that I didn't just hear all that shit you just said. I thought that I meant more to you.
Give him hell, Brian.
Be quiet, Jenna. Alex? If I'm wasting my time with you, tell me now.
Brian, come on. You know how I feel. I didn't mean what I was saying before. I just wanted to show Jenna that she doesn't need David.
Shut up about David! This is about us!
Please, Brian, I'm sorry. I got carried away.
I'm sorry too, Brian. I had no right to bring up your relationship.
Thanks. But now I suggest we all call a truce.
Yes, a truce.
I just don't understand why you're so desperate to get remarried, Jen.
I'm not desperate. Jesus, you're the most infuriating person alive. You think you know everything. Stop trying to act all superior. Brian, how can you live with him?
Who's being hurtful now?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask you to help me plan my wedding.
Yeah. Are you doing the whole church thing? The gown, the flowers, the wedding party?
I know it's ridiculous, but I've always dreamed of having a big wedding, and I didn't get that the first time around.
Yeah, I warned you then too, and look how that turned out.
Oh my gosh, we were young and impulsive. It wasn't easy, but we muddled through for 10 years.
More like slog through? Didn't you learn anything?
Please, Alex, enough.
Okay, enough.
Brian, I know if I do the whole conventional thing, my parents will be happy.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure your mom isn't happy that you're living in sin with David.
Well, no, she wouldn't be.
Oh my God, you never told your mother that you're living with David? It's been years.
Two, also, she kind of assumes that we're still roommates. It's not that big a deal. She never visits.
Wow. The perfect daughter has been lying to mommy for years. You're going straight to hell.
Stop. My mom is just old school. She's not comfortable with me living alone, so having a gay best friend as my roommate is the perfect solution.
Oh, yeah, I feel so used. She thinks I'm safe? Silly woman. Obviously, she doesn't know me at all. After a couple of tequilas, there's no telling what I'm capable of.
Really, Alex? Do you want to be with other people?
Oh, no. Of course not. It's only you. I'm just working extra hard so that you can have the life you deserve.
What is that supposed to mean? The life I deserve? I deserve to feel loved.
Jesus, here we go again.
Well, when have I ever asked you to support me? I mean, I know it's been hard since I got laid off, but it's only been 2.5 months. I don't need you to take care of me.
What's happening?
We're doing fine, Brian. Can we not discuss this right now?
Hello, still here.
Right, we can talk about this later when I get home.
Sure. Excuse me for a moment.
Of course. What's your problem?
It's nothing. He's been a little needy lately.
I'd say that you've been neglectful. Brian loves you. Why, I'll never know, but he does. He is the best thing that has ever happened to you. Don't blow it.
Don't worry about me. I'm not gonna blow anything.
It's Brian I worry about.
Come on, you know me. I need excitement in my life. He's been holed up in the apartment for the last 2 months feeling sorry for himself. He's become so blah.
Blah. God, you're an asshole. Are you cheating on him?
Okay, let's talk wedding.
Sure. Well, I want it to take place in late fall.
Really? I always pictured you a June bride.
Ignoring you, I want a candlelight ceremony, so it needs to be dark early enough that we have time for the reception.
Sounds beautiful. But if you want it this fall, though, it doesn't give us a lot of time to plan. So.
How hard could it be? You'll get a dress, get a church, get a hall, you know? Sorry. It could be my boss. It's you girls can discuss flower colors while I'm gone.
All the stuff he said earlier? I don't know what's going on with him. It's not the job. I think I'm losing him.
Oh, Brian, don't think that. He loves you.
Why did he say that he needed to work? For my sake? I'll get another job. I just don't want to undersell myself.
And you shouldn't. If you really think that he is cheating, confront him.
Well, did he tell you there's someone else?
No, of course not. He hasn't said a word to me. Listen, Alex and I work because we're able to call out each other's bullshit. My advice to you is call out his bullshit.
I'm not like the two of you. I'm not a confrontational type of person. I'm too nice.
I'm not nice.
No, I mean, yes, of course. You're nice. I'm just not assertive, like the both of you. I mean, what about David?
What about David?
Well, do you ever think that you need to call bullshit on him? Have you ever thought that maybe he was unfaithful?
Well, I'd certainly call that assertive. No, well, yeah, I guess, maybe. But only early on when we were still getting to know each other.
Sure, yeah, I get that. I mean, David is always traveling. And even now you said he's out on maneuvers. It is a little weird, though, to be out on maneuvers in the middle of the week, isn't it?
That's where he is. He said that they're testing some new battle thingamajiggy. What are you trying to get at?
Nothing. I'm just asking. You know me. I'm feeling a little vulnerable, so I project. That's all.
Hey, what'd I miss?
Nothing. Just discussing flower colors.
Yeah, yeah. You know me when it comes to planning a party. I'm a stickler for details. Jenna's waffling between burgundy and mulberry.
Personally, I've always leaned towards eggplant. Jenna, I promise, this is the last time. You honestly believe you're both ready for this?
Yes, Alex, of course we are ready. You know, I really envy you guys. You have such a great relationship, such chemistry, such honesty. How do you do it?
Jenna, what's going on?
Nothing?
Jenna, please.
What? Don't put me in the middle of whatever you two are going through.
We're not going through anything.
Really? You think so? You think that you have the perfect relationship? Brian, Alex is bored with you. Alex, Brian thinks you're cheating on him.
Jenna.
I'm not bored with you, Brian, and I'm definitely not cheating. I've been staying out because, well, you don't want to leave the apartment anymore. It's hard to see you like this.
Alex, I'm so sorry that I haven't been myself, but I mean, I'll get better, I promise, and I'm truly sorry that I ever doubted you.
I'm sorry I've been selfish. I love you, Brian. You're my world, even if I haven't shown it lately.
I love you too. I mean, you're my North Star.
Ah, saved by the bell. Sorry to break up the love fest. It's David. Give me 1 second. When I get back on, can we please discuss something like hors d'oeuvres?
Jenna?
Sweetheart,
What's wrong?
are you okay?
Mm. I love a cliffhanger. Oh my God. Come on back, everyone. Woo! Estrella, Ben, Steven, you guys, so wonderful. Let's bring on, yeah, author. Author. Oh my goodness, so wonderful. Grant, come on. Tucker, Sade, everyone, I'm so excited. Is she still here? Yes, I think she is. I asked our oh my goodness, we have a special guest tonight. I had asked our brand new development manager, Powell, to join us, so you can all get a chance to meet. I think she's the newest member of our family and of our team. So excited that we're all here tonight. Guys, this was a wonderful show. I apologize once again that we're all here. Wait, I'm getting some feedback. Guys, this was a wonderful show. I apologize once again. If someone's watching on YouTube, go off and getting some feedback. Guys, this was a wonderful show. I apologize once again. If someone's watching on YouTube, where is this coming from? There we go. Okay, I think it stopped. Good. Okay. Anyway.
Sorry.
Thank you, guys. No, Grant. It was Grant's fault. No, it's no. Grant, it's fine. Please come back. All right. So thank you, guys. I apologize for the technical stuff. We will try to get this worked out before the end of this week. That'd be nice. But did Grant log off and then log back on again?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. That was probably me causing all the feedback.
No worries. As long as we can all talk, that's great. So thank you. It's a great show. And again, I'm thrilled because I get to see the show twice and I really get to enjoy it a second time. So thank you all for that. I'm going to ask Tucker to start this one because he didn't get a chance to really share his thoughts the first time around. So Tucker, what do you think, Tucker? What did you think of the show? Do you have any thoughts or questions you'd like to mention?
Thank you for this and great job, all of you. I have a question for Emily, and I just think you were watching a movie of the Descendants, but how you came up with dynamics of Brian and Alex. Did they did did they did you and a good talk about a situation like this
Um,
in your life?
no, no. However, I know Stephen forever, and and I know some of the trials and tribulations of his life. So, yeah, I kind of put on my own spin onto that. It's just, I had initially I had Stephen and Estrella only, and purely by my fault, I then needed to add Ben, which is great. It was the most incredible addition I could ever hope for. And so yeah, I mean it was I just yeah I just kind of made it all up.
And can I just add something? You guys, I think you're wonderful, but you guys really, and I'm talking to Ben and Steven. You guys really have you had a great chemistry, and I completely buy you as a couple. You did a great. I mean, like it's just it works. It just works. I don't know what else to say other than
Me neither.
yeah, that was
Bravo,
really wonderful.
bravo to both of you. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And they were willing to go there and just go with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I just thought it worked so well. I loved it. Sade, would you like to ask some questions of the actors?
Yes, this time it'll just be one. I and I actually would like to hear from everyone. Do any of you feel that any of these characters leave the story changed, or are there transformations as like fleeting as the emotions they acted on?
Good question.
I definitely feel changed. My character definitely has changed. Yeah.
Wait, is
And
that real?
n-
Is it
n-
real, Brandy?
no,
Oh, that's
it's
unfortunate.
yeah. Um, I don't think my character leaves changed. I love that question and I love that kind of art. I don't think my character has changed.
Although I will say there's a lot, I mean, there's the revelations that come about. I think that's important. I think a lot of what happens are the bouncing off of each other really supports this. But I love the fact that you both you both sort of represent sort of a flip side of Brian being very much the optimist, Alex being very much the cynical pessimist, which I think works really well. And yet in so much is then revealed about your relationship to each other. So I would say there's got to be a bit of a change in terms of there's a truth that gets revealed in this that neither of you really knew, until this all came out. So that's kind of a cool thing.
And I think even if it wasn't their own choosing, because I think Jenna kind of, propels that change and that honesty in their relationship. Because I don't think that they would have gone there that quickly without her help. So I think that she was kind of the impetus for that shift in their relationship.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
definitely, if I may go, this is Steven. I definitely feel like my character changed a lot. Like I feel like, I mean, he's been down on his luck. He's been out of work for a couple months, so I feel like he's a little bit embarrassed by this whole conversation where I look like, I think halfway through I realized I look like a complete loser with my pizza box and, staying home in my bathrobe. So I try to get my act together. I gotta get my shit together, or else I'm never gonna get, wifed up like Jenna's getting wifed up. Because he just said he doesn't want to wife me up, so I don't know. I gotta get back to work on my resume and work on myself. So I feel like, yeah, my character kind of had a realization in
Mhm.
there. So got rid of the bathrobe, got my work
Mhm.
shirt on.
Yeah.
That was totally Steven's idea, by the way. And this is, oh, some suddenly went off camera for no reason. But yeah, that was totally Steven's idea. I love that.
Mhm.
That the little a little switch, a channel gets changed, and he's like, well, I could at least put on a shirt. He's been wearing a robe for 23 out of every 24 hours is what I said. But yeah, it's cool.
I loved it. I think too, there's a neat balance here that I can talk about a little more now that we've had a chance to see it a second time, is the fact that you're dealing with Jenna, who is now planning to get married. She has asked uh, she's asked David to marry her, and he says, sure, why not? Which is always a really lovely, encouraging thing. Although I think Anne-Marie kind of borrowed that from us.
Yeah, and I told them that too. I was like, yep, those were
Even though
my.
he trades secrets. It was different though. I thought ours was really special. Just disclosure, everyone. Emery and I had been dating for many years. We started seeing each other back in blah blah blah, and it was a good number of years. And we're not, yeah.
You
And
want to do this, and
yeah, we were, but we were. It was,
sure, why not?
yeah. It was just that. Yeah. But it was us and we were driving and the fact is when I said to you, do you want to do this? You know exactly what I was talking about. And your answer was, sure. Yeah,
Sure,
why not? It just worked out. There was something really special about that.
and we did immediately. I mean, we did immediately, because we were in the car, drive to the church and set a date.
Yeah. Everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
sweet.
didn't play around. I mean,
Didn't play around. It was, yeah, why not? And boom, we
Yeah.
were off.
But I think that's the point, though, right? Of your writing this is because people have expectations, right? And that might be ephemeral too, right? Is that people have expectations, or what we want something to look like, we kind of project onto other people.
Yeah.
But sorry, like everybody has their own journey, everybody has their own personality, and everyone has their own type of relationship. And even in the different relationships that we have in our lives, everything is different because you're dealing with two different personalities. So I think that's the beauty of this play, is that everything is in fact fleeting, and we do change. If you think about your past, I think about, I'm getting older now, I won't say how old. I'm getting older now, and it's, you look back and everything looks really like a different chapter, right? And it almost feels like you were a different person back then with everything. And I think for me, the only thing that has stayed steady in my life is the fact that I'm a parent. And so my relationship with my kids will even shift and change. It will always be with me. It will always be a part of me. Whereas other people that come and go in your life, whether it's friends or romantic partners, they're always going to be different, and you're always going to be different because you've learned something from your past that you're bringing into this new relationship as a new person. So not that we're not ourselves, but that we are changed selves, I think.
Mm.
I think that's so amazing that you touched on that. I know I said I had one question, but based off of, how everyone's kind of discussing ephemerality, I just want to piggyback off of that and ask, you know, with that, like, how do you interpret your character's blind spots or self-justifications within these relational dynamics?
I'll answer really quickly, and then I'll let other actors go. But I think for my character, so she's trying to justify her choices, I think. So I think justifications are her blind spots, I guess I would say, and maybe a little bit of denial, but I think all of us, like I think that's just human nature to have denial of certain those little corners of our lives. So I think it's just denial and
Mhm.
justification.
As far as my character, I don't think he's so self-aware that he's aware of his blind spots.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't think I'm like me personally. I'm always looking at, I can be too hard on myself and self-critical, but I think Alex is not. Like he says whatever, like no filter, like he insults, Brian and says all these things. But at the same time, there's people that are like that, and very often they are right. Very often, like they're at him, like he sees her, like he cares about her. He's not doing this really to be so much of an ass, as much as like he knows that like this guy's not good. And I think we've all had friends like that, like we're like, oh god, it's getting the relationship's getting deeper, and we see how toxic this person is for that person. And I try not to, like, me personally, I'm not the person that, unless it's like a dangerous situation, I'm not the type of person that's gonna say, do you think maybe this guy isn't right for you? I'm not that kind of person, because I know no matter what I say, if somebody really, they have to have their own journey. Like I know that, so
Exactly.
I don't, maybe I'll use my own experience, and see if they could see that some of their own thing in that. I was dating someone who wasn't very nice to me once. Oh wait, do you think this guy's not nice of me? Right? Like, no, no, I'm not saying that. I'm using this as an example because maybe you'll.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Stephen? What do you think?
Gosh, Brian's blind spots. Hmm. Well, I want to say Grant did a great job of directing us and editing us, and we start one way, 2 weeks ago, and we go on a journey. But I want to say like the Brian that I started with had a lot more blind spots than the Brian that I ended up with. I think the Brian that I started with was, I mean, I like taking things to an extreme and trying big and trying bold choices, and I like getting pulled back. But yeah, he my other Brian was more naive, and oh gosh, everything hit him in the face like a ton of bricks. And the Brian that we ended up with tonight was I think a better partner to Alex in a lot of ways, just because they played together better, and like everything wasn't so deeply serious, for me.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, and yeah, and I love how the idea of ephemeral is like than the Brian that I ended up with. I think.
Oh, yeah, I know we're getting a feedback.
Getting feedback, okay. But anyways, if something is ephemeral, it's like a relationship that might just dissolve. We don't know if Alex and Jenna are gonna continue being friends because she just said she wants to, cut it off. And then we don't know if Alex and Brian are a little bit on the rocks or not, and we don't know exactly what happened with Jenna. And the ending was written to be vague. But yeah, if something's
Mhm.
ephemeral, it's like I said this in the first rehearsal. Like if something is ephemeral and it's gone, it's like you miss it.
Mhm.
Something it was something good, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. I think what the result is, and this is going directly to Grant, is, and of course it's part of Anne Marie's writing and all of everyone's wonderful talent and performances as actors, but the balance, achieving the balance of these three people. I'd like to sort of address that for a second and talk to you about that, Grant. And how did you seek to find that balance, and what Alex and Brian, A and B, represent and stand for in this this whole inciting relationship of Jenna getting married to her this guy that we never get a chance to meet.
Yeah, well, Anne Marie set us up really nicely with as you guys were saying earlier about it was really positive, or a positive bending person, what you lead with, Brian leading with excitement and is so necessary to the piece, and Alex leading with his skepticism. It's classic storytelling, we to have two opposing forces inside on either side of the motivating factor, which is Jenna, and someone clearly who either of these very different people could love, and it just neater, it's neater. It's cool that they're not just separate friends, but that they have a relationship of their own. So that just intensifies the dramatic dynamic, right? That's really well done, Henry. And the one of the things that's been speaking to me a lot, and just in general, is and the word ephemera touches on that or connects to that very fully, which is the delicacy of everything, literally the delicacy of everything. What a phenomenal miracle it is. The number of components that have to come together that we exist at all, and that all the miraculous things on this planet are sustained by an atmosphere that is just incredibly delicate, and then when you create, and how brutal we are with it, and then not to, and then if you come up with a system that even begins to nurture all of the delicate aspects that make this miracle possible, and then to have these other forces come in with their jackhammers and their chainsaws and their sledgehammers, and operate in this delicate atmosphere, that's been really speaking to me. And any, in a drama like this, that, the ephemeral, that things are ephemeral. Yes, it's delicate. Everything's delicate, and we deserve, in any circumstance, you can take, in any, in many plays, you can take each character as an aspect of the writer, or or of the writer's psyche, and then, if you have Jenna at the center, and Brian and Alex as aspects of, how they counterbalance each other, and that becomes a kind of delicacy, right? Or a kind of, balance is delicate. It's just been speaking to me heavily. Forgive me for talking about this a lot, but it's really remarkable that we exist and that the circumstances exist in which we create story to explain, to work out who we are. It's not, it, plays didn't start as an entertainment. They started as a way of us working ourselves out, and finding a way to exist together. And it's super important what you're doing, and this is terrific
Wow.
setup.
That
Thank
was
you. Grant, thank
amazing,
you for that.
Grant.
Yeah.
I have no idea if
Yeah.
that answers your question, but
But it
That
does.
was
I mean,
amazing.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's all such an incredible balance. Storytelling is the chief component, I believe, for we as human beings to not only communicate and to learn, not only to pass on tradition, but to learn more about ourselves. And it's a different way of learning than reading a book or hearing someone speak at you. It allows you to empathize. It allows you to approach problems from from an internal. It sort of hits you here, and it hits you here first and then here, as opposed to trying to hit you here first. Your mind is always going to be it's a brilliant computer, but it always plays games with you. What you get here is what's true. This is the bell that rings true. So when it's received here, it allows you to process it differently. And
Can I'm so like Grant, that was really amazing. And since this is my first HPI, I'm realizing, even with just the theme of this play, and we're only the second day into this, I just find it to be such a profound meditation on our need to grasp. And that's just what kept coming up for me as you were speaking, Grant, to hold on to relationships, identities, appearances, even when they're literally slipping through our fingers, the ephemerality of the drama, even the format of Zoom, having the feedback and, wanting this to be, perfect, but it's fallible just by nature, and the relationships themselves just mirror how fragile our grip really is. And watching this all unfold on Zoom, a platform that's built for fleeting surface level connection, just made me think about how we try to grasp things that's already dissolving, and I think, Anne Marie, that's what's like really beautiful about um you taking this theme and focusing in on interpersonal relationships, because we do cling and claw for each other, and each character is holding on, some to a cheating partner, to the idea of a friendship, to denial, as if proximity, or wedding planning or performance will make any of it real. But the truth just keeps breaking through, often in sudden and brief and even curt flashes. And that way, that the play doesn't just show us ephemerality or drama ephemera. It really shows us like this ache of us trying to resist ephemerality.
Yes.
And that's what I got from what you were saying, Grant, just about yeah, everything together. So I'm really excited to see how this continues to unfold with all the other plays. This is really cool.
I just want to say for the record, my character is not cheating. He's just sleeping with about 5 or 6 other people.
Polyamorous,
yeah,
Well, yeah.
just unbeknownst to Brian.
in the studio, in the very
Right.
studio
Right.
that you're in right now.
I still
Yes.
wonder who that phone call was from.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
and the interesting thing too is that I think that Jenna probably doesn't, like when you were talking about the connection, right, to I don't remember who was saying it just a few minutes ago, the connection with our hearts, or how I think it might have been Grant. And
Yeah.
I think that Jenna, and I think a lot of us, when we, like Sade was saying, when we want something to happen, that we're hanging on to this thing that we want to happen, she's not thinking from her heart, right? She's thinking from the brain. And Ben's character, or Ben's character, I'm like looking at all these names. I'm like, wait a minute, he changed his name back. So Ben's character, Alex, is making Jenna think about things that she doesn't want to think about with this guy. She wants it, it's in her head. She has everything in a little box. It's supposed to be like this. We've been together for this long, so it's got to progress to that. And Alex is saying to her, wait a minute, like he's kind of stirring the pot, right? And he's making her think about what is, like, really what's in your heart. What do you feel like this guy is really doing? And I think it takes a certain friend in our lives. Like, yes, I agree with Ben that people are going to do, and I'm a firm believer in this, that people have to have their own journeys, and they have to make that decision. You can't ever, I mean, when has it ever worked where we say, friend, look at what this person is doing? Like, we're seeing it objectively, and they're like in La La Land and they don't see it. And then they go through it, and then they get totally jerked around, and then you're like, I told you. But you can't say that, right? Because they're gonna have, I am that person. I have always made my own path. You can't ever tell me what to do, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. So you can't tell people that, right? They have to go on their own journey, and they have to figure it out for themselves. But I think Alex is trying to get Jenna to really say, wait a minute, like, what's your gut telling you? What is your heart really telling you about this relationship? She doesn't want to see it. And I think the same thing with Brian and Alex is that Jenna gets them to really look at, wait a minute, what's going on? And then Alex kind of opens up for the first time, really, right? He's like thinking, oh shit, if I don't change my ways, I'm gonna lose this guy. And wait a minute, maybe I'm too much like David. What the heck? So I think a lot of it, like, yes, there are all these fleeting moments of like making us, the characters and us in real life, just go, wait a minute. But blindsight is all blind. What do they say? Hindsight is 2020. So there you go.
Yeah.
I like Blindsight is 2020 too.
That's
Very
blindsight.
poetic.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys, we've had such great conversation, so I have to just go back to Anne Marie and say, do you see what you wrote and all the wonderful, exciting comments and
yeah.
discussion that your work has brought about? I'm just so grateful to you for doing this, and my only wish is that you'll continue to do this more, write more. As far as of course, Estrella and Ben and Stephen, you are such gifted artists. Grant, it is such an honor, and I want to work more together. I know we talked at one point of collaborating on something. I want to do that. I want to be clear. This is important. I think right now we're in a time, I don't want to get too political, but I think right now we have to circle our wagons and marshal our forces, because I think what we are trying to do is, it's a force for good. It is a force for humanity. It is a force for love. And that is the most important thing. So we have to keep pushing that, because you're always, I think there's a lot of resistance that's pushing in the other way. And I just think the only answer to that is what we do. And as long as it's good and pure, as with all of us, we will ultimately prevail.
Yes, absolutely.
So I thank you for being such great artists and being such a wonderful, it's always such a joy for me to be able to work with so many wonderful people. So thank you for that. And Sade, thank you for being a part of this, and I hope you will join us.
Thank you so much.
Or whenever. You can come in every night if you like. Tucker, you are brilliant. You are you have more than earned your title of tech guru, and we couldn't do this without you. You are just amazing. So thank you, and thank all of you for watching. We really are so thrilled that you could be with us. We're doing this for the rest of the week, folks. Tomorrow night, we're shifting gears here now, and we're going to go with a wonderful play by Christopher Chan Roberson. Chris is a very inventive writer. He comes up with some really wild stuff. And tomorrow night, we have a great play by him. It is called Teeth, Teef, Teeth. Okay. And it's just, I think it's going to be hilarious, and I hope that you'll join us. It is directed by the amazing Fred Backus, a wonderful director, wonderful actor, wonderful musician, he's a bass player, and he's wonderful. Christopher Ambrosiano is going to be beaming in from the far-reaching areas of New Jersey, and Rihanna Basor is going to be all the way over on the West Coast. So we are all going to come together tomorrow night, 7:30 on YouTube, 8:30 right here on Facebook. Please join us. On behalf of all of us, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, all.
Good night. Thank you guys so much.
Congrats, everyone.